That's all I got. I ain't got no more. Bond angle associated with each of the shapes that we discussed. The tetrahedral, anybody remember? $109.5. Very good. Trigonal planar. Three things in a plane. 120. Bent. Less than 109. Or if it only has one lone pair, less than 120. There's two bents. Trigonal pyramidal. Less than 109. That's lone pair with three. Octahedral. 90 degrees. Trigonal bipyramidal is the weird one. Got 120 here and 90 here. Determine if a bond is polar and a molecule is polar. Remember, the molecules can have polar bonds, but the molecule will be nonpolar because the polarities can cancel because of symmetry. So if something is one of the symmetrical shapes without lone pairs, then it'll be nonpolar. So something like CF4 is nonpolar even though it has polar bonds, because all the bonds cancel. CHF3 would be polar because it's asymmetrical around the central atom. So they kind of want you to go back on questions 36 through 30 and 39. That may not even be the right numbers. Go back on all those molecules that we had and determine if they were polar molecules or not. So we could go back and do that. I don't think we'll do it today. We'll save that for next time. Let's see what else we've got. About out. Look at a solubility chart and answer questions. You guys did pretty well on that worksheet. Like dissolves like. Decide if something could be soluble in something else. Which one would salt be better soluble in, oil or water? Water. Now, NH3 is tricky. N attached to H, that's hydrogen bonding, and water's hydrogen bonded, so it should dissolve it. And then last but not least, if I give you mass data, calculate molarity. So 35 grams of KBr. Whoops. Oh, that won't let me do that. There we go. 35 grams of KBr. You have to divide by the molar mass. I don't know what the molar mass of KBr is. Something like 119 grams per mole. And then we'd have to divide by the volume in liters, which would be 0.5 liters. So 35 divided by 119 divided by 0.5 is about 0.588 molar. 0.588 molar. And that's the study guide in a nutshell, and I do mean in a nutshell, fast. Obviously, you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to go back and look at. You can probably decide how much you have to study for the final based on where your grade is. I always tell people, honestly, for the most part, if you score 2-letter grades lower on a final than whatever your grade is, you have to start worrying about it changing your grade. If you are, for both 9 weeks, you had a minus and a minus, like a B minus and a B minus, you have to get a B on the final. It just won't work out anymore. If you just barely got 2 B's or you just barely got 2 A's, the final score on your final will matter on your semester grade. If you got a good, solid, high 2 B's, you could probably fail the final. And you'd still probably get a B. Well, I'm just telling you. There's a lot of people that throw off on finals, and you probably shouldn't be thinking that if depending upon the situation you're in.